What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Let the games begin. We are doing a playthrough today of Horsea / Seadra, the dragon Pokemon. Yeah, it's actually called the dragon Pokemon. Doesn't make any sense to me. But however, go and watch this battle. We lose. We name our Horsea Seabiscuit. And yeah, we gotta make this battle competitive at least. I'll give us that. But yeah, we lose. So this Pokemon. This Pokemon is a very interesting Pokemon because early game it actually doesn't have a bad move based on like what's in the early game, like Brock. And we got a lot of bug type Pokemon don't have good special. So we start the game off with, and here's some here, I'll go ahead and show the moves real quick of this Pokemon. We start the game off with Bubble, Smokescreen, Leer, Water Gun, Agility, and Hydro Pump are the only moves we get via level up. Bubble is a 30 base power water move. I'm sorry, 20 base power, but it's 30 with stab. So it actually doesn't do decently bad. But as you see here, if you look at our level up whenever you get the chance to see it, you're going to notice that we got to level 10 before we even entered the Bug Forest. And the reason why that is getting by Brock is not going to be an issue. We have a water type move. It's going to one-shot each of his Pokemon without any kind of resistance at all. And you're going to see that right here with the Million Light Years trainer. I mean, it isn't a one-shot, but they're pretty decent attacks. They're two-shotting. That's two-shot. And is this one two-shot? It is almost two-shot. We get sand attacked, but we still get to knock out pretty well. And with our rival, we had to do a little bit of finessing. So I had to deplete all my bubble except for like 4 to get by the Pidgey. So the 4 is to get by the Pidgey. And since we have low health, we can't use Struggle as like a primary move. We have to split it up. So we had to do it that way. Now we can use Struggle. And Struggle will knock it Bulbasaur out pretty fast as long as we're able to hit very good. And that's like one of the struggles with this Pokemon is it doesn't have high health. So let me go ahead and go over Horsea's stats real quick for you. Actually, I'll do that after the Brock battle. So Brock's up, and one shot on the Geodude, and one shot on the Onix. Boom. Bingo, bango, bongo. We beat him. We beat Brock. Wakanda forever, and we move on to the next gym. So here, or I'm sorry, to Route 3. So here is the stats for this Pokemon. 30 HP, 40 attack, 70 defense, 70 special, 60 speed. So it's actually not the worst stats ever. There's actually pretty good stats in there. Defense, attack, and speed are all three pretty solid. The other stats are not. And with this Pokemon, because of our moveset, and I'll go back to the moveset real quick, just because for reference. Because of that moveset, we don't have anything that does any damage other than water. Okay? And when we go over our TM moveset, this is our TM moveset right here. Nothing really here is physical damage until after Rock Tunnel. So we can't get anything that does physical damage except for maybe Bide until after Rock Tunnel. Swift, Double Edge, Takedown, all of them are available, but they're only available after Brock's gym. So we only have water moves to get us through the early part of the game. And it's not the worst thing ever. Like there are definitely worse things to deal with any Pokemon than just having water moves. But the problem is Misty has water moves and you don't have Tackle to fall back on. You also have your rival who's going to have a Bulbasaur with Vine Whip, and your Water Gun's not going to do squat to it either. So it's a challenge, and this is why you're seeing me fight every battle. It's because we got to be a little bit overpowered to get through certain trainers in this game. There's some trainers in the game that are like heavy grass type that we will get stomped by if we don't have a couple extra levels to overpower our moves, so to speak. So we get through this Route 3 is where we're at now. And we got sand attack, so we're using Bide. So the other downside to this Pokemon, like I said, is the health. Health is low. That's why we couldn't use Struggle just to beat our second rival fight. We had to use a combination of having 4 bubbles left and Struggle to make sure we had enough power points to knock out the Pidgey, and we had enough health to knock out the Bulbasaur with Struggle. Alright? So level 18, beat the Bug Trainer here. And we're going to face this last trainer. This is the last trainer before we get into Mount Moon. Mount Moon will give us something very nice. It actually gives us a very nice. I don't know why I didn't teach it right away, but I guess I was just in a gather stuff mode. And so we're gonna knock these Pokemon out, and then we're gonna teach Water Gun. And Water Gun's gonna be very helpful because Water Gun will be a much more powerful move. It's twice as powerful as Bubble. Bubble is, like I said, 20 base power, 30 with stab. And this is a 40 base power, 60 with stab move. Very powerful move. Except for against a Clefairy, apparently. So, and I don't usually show all this stuff, but, you know, the amount of time that I put into this, I'm just going to show you all these battles. Any Geodude I come across, I know I can one-shot, so that's why I fight the Geodudes. And we're going to fight this Team Rocket member. He's not very difficult. He has a Sandshrew. Sandshrew gets knocked out in one hit. We're level 19. We learned Smoke Screen. That's awesome. It's not really that awesome, to be honest with you. It's just a move that lowers accuracy. It does come in handy here in a little bit. It does have one good use, and then I pretty much don't need it ever again. But we are gathering up some items. We are fighting battles. And like I said, the point in here is to get as many levels as you can. We got to be a little bit over leveled when we go into Misty's gym to make sure we get the right damage rounds. And we also have to be over leveled for our rival. Everything between that is pretty much a cakewalk. There's a trainer right here. Not this one. This is the Bug Catcher. This Bug Catcher is pretty easy to knock out with Water Gun. But there is a trainer we're about to come across here. We're going to completely skip. Because, like I said, level 20, if they're grass type, that lady right there has, like, I think it's 2 grass type, and she will stomp the crap out of us if we fight her. So, what are the struggles with this Pokemon? Well, like I said earlier, you don't have a lot of power points, or I'm sorry, you don't have a lot of move diversity. You just have Bubble, and then you have Bubble and Struggle, and that's pretty much it for a while. Then we get Bubble, Struggle, Bide. I'm sorry, Bubble, Water Gun, Bide. I got that Bubble, Struggle. It just sounds fun. It rolls off the tongue. Say it yourself. Bubble, Struggle. Bubble, Struggle. Okay. And now we're going to fight this guy. And so that's the first real difficulty, is you just don't have move diversity. Okay. Now, with the high special and high speed, as soon as we get the right moves, we're going to be, they're just that much more powerful. Okay. And like I said, there's another guy I don't usually fight, but I'm going to fight him right now because it's easy experience. I can bubble and one-shot all of his Pokemon. Taking a drink of my drink while this is finishing. So, yeah, we don't have a lot of move diversity. That's the big struggle with this Pokemon. We don't have a lot of health either. And to be fair, it doesn't make sense for us to have a lot of physical damaging move when we are a water type. Right now I'm getting one of my HM mules. I'm getting Paris. So Paris, and he breaks out. So Paris is very important because Paris can do cut. He can also do dig. I think he can also do flash, but we don't need flash in this playthrough. So cut and dig are very important because digging helps us for traveling, and cutting we need it to progress through the game anyway. So it's just a good opportunity to get him because he does both. You can keep less Pokemon on your thing. So I thought I'd say before this battle, because this guy can be tricky because Eradicate's very powerful, and we don't have the greatest defense, but it is the Hyper Fang is pretty powerful attack. So I thought it was smart to save there. Now we're healing, and we just gotta get through this next part without. Whoever decided not to put freaking rare candies in this part of the game should be just have their toes yanked out. The toenails yanked right out of their toes. That's how I feel about it. Alright, so come on. And okay, Team Rocket member. Very good. The Team Rocket member comes out with a Rattata. One shot on the water with the water gun. Very good. One shot. No, not a one shot on the Zubat. 2 shot on the Zubat. Very good. And it's not a big deal that we're out of water gun. Bubble is not just as powerful, but powerful enough to get through these Pokemon. They are 9 levels lower. So Super Duper Nerd brings out 2 of his Pokemon. We knock him out, and Coughing is the last one. And after that, we defeat the Super Duper Nerd, and we grab his Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. Alright, so now we're moving on to Mrs. Gym. Mrs. Gym provides some unique challenges because, like I said, Water Gun is our best move, but it's also fighting against water. Hey, that's us. Water Pokemon. So we don't have another move to fall back on. That's why I added Bide. Bide will give us the opportunity to at least do damage some other way. That's why Bide's on my moveset. It's the only reason it's there. It's not there for any other reason, except for maybe to fight a Pokemon that might sand attack us a little bit. Now we're fighting this Goldeen. This Goldeen was kind of a pain in the butt because it just does a lot of damage. So I decided to just, smoke screen it to death. That way it can't really hit us very much. And it also has Supersonic, which sucks. So that's also another challenge with with Horsea is, I'm sorry, with Goldeen. Goldeen has Supersonic. So now we're facing our third rival fight. We're going to go with Water Gun, and that's going to be a 3-hit knockout. And then we're going to throw out an Abra. Abra is going to be should be a one-shot. I don't know why I'm going for Smokescreen. I think in the moment, I thought like, maybe if I Smokescreen the entire battlefield, every Pokemon would be affected by it. But no, it goes individual Pokemon by individual Pokemon. Water Gun's a knockout with Rattata. And we're going to Smokescreen the Bulbasaur just to kind of buy time so we can actually get this win. So Water Gun does about, I'd say about 20% maybe. Alright, one more hit. And we get it done. Very good. So we beat the dude, aka our rival, and we move on to Nugget Bridge. Now, Nugget Bridge doesn't really do much for us other than just yields a lot of experience. It's a good combination of experience. So I'm going to go over the stats, the moveset one more time with this. So the moveset again was Bubble, Smokescreen, Leer, Water Gun. We learned Water Gun via TM long before we learned it via Level Up. And then the last two moves are Agility and Hydro Pump. Now, Agility is a big deal because it lets us do the badge boost. Let us boost our stats, boost our special, boost our attack, in the odds of just boosting our speed. It's a glitch in the game, but it's an awesome glitch because it's going to help us. And then I'll let you know Hydro Pump will not be used in this playthrough. I just don't feel it's very reliable. I don't think it's reliable enough, I should say. Alright, so that's my feelings on it. I just don't feel that. So here soon, we're going to level up into Seadra. I'm going to go over Seadra's stats real quick. So Seadra's stats are our HP gets boosted to 55, our attack is 65, defense is 95, special attack is 95, and speed is 85. So very good stats, especially defense, special, and speed. Very good stats. And then with the vitamins we're going to give our Pokemon later, it's going to get our stats well above, each one of those stats are going to be well above 100 by the time we get to the end of this game. So yeah, it's going to be pretty nice. So we're going and fighting this Rocket Trainer here. He has an Ekans we can 2-shot, and a Zubat we can also 2-shot. Very good. If we had that Bubble Beam right here, we probably could have won. But Misty's, like I said, Misty's a challenge right now. Misty's definitely a challenge. Because she has Tackle. She has other moves that she can do physically damaging to us that we can't do to her. So, and this hiker's trivial. He just lets us get access to this elixir right here for free. And like I said, we're going to fight every battle we can right now when you get the levels we need. Because there's another trainer come up as well on top of Misty that's a really problematic trainer. So go ahead and watch us beat this last. And we're moving on to this hiker. This hiker, again, another trivial battle. If we had Bubble, I'd use Bubble right now, but I got rid of Bubble for Bide. And what we need to do at this point is just get to a high enough level where we can go back and face Misty. That's what the goal is right now, is to go back and face Misty. We have not beat her yet. The reason why we haven't beat her is because we don't have the hit points to use Bide effectively. Okay, so now we're going to fight Misty. So we're going to fight Misty, and we're going to start off the battle with a Water Gun. We want to knock the Staryu out as fast as possible. And the reason why we want to do that is Staryu is only going to use Tackle. So Misty has good AI. Good AI means she's just going to use water moves or non-water moves against us. So here's my first attempt is using Bide. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That was. I actually had a couple attempts, but that was the one I won, I guess. So a couple times I tried Smokescreen strategy, Bide. It was just about having enough health to get through. So this trainer can be tricky. Even though these are just low-level Oddish, that Oddish can do so much damage to you and replenish its own health. Luckily, we have Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam is a much more powerful move. Bubble Beam is 45 base power. I'm sorry, 65 base power, 100% accurate. So it's around a 90 base power. I'm sorry, it's 60 base power. I apologize. 60 base power with 100% accuracy. Okay, so yeah, right here on its moveset. There we go. Bubble Beam right there. Okay, right there near the top. It is 60 base power. It's 100% accurate. It's 90 with stab. Okay, and now we're fighting Sandy. She has a bunch of Pidgeys. Now look how quick these knockouts are. Boom. And let's use quick attack. They ain't gonna hit me. Boom, boom. Very good. So Water Gun definitely is a level up move compared to like other moves. So now we're moving on to the The junior trainer with the spear, we take to 0 and eradicate that we eradicate. And then we move on to our rival fight. Now, we cannot use Body Slam with this Pokemon. So we have to rely on, again, on every move being all water type or Bide. That's basically what we're boiling down to here. Now, I still kept a bunch of other things in our move pool here. I still have Leer in case we ever needed it. Okay. The whole hope here is that we can just overpower our rival. There we go. We did with a more powerful move than Vine Whip. Beat him, and we move on to Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge is a big risk. We are water type, well, mono water type actually. We only are water type, and we can do that. And we evolved into Seadra. So Seadra gives us a stat boost that we went over earlier, and definitely a big stat boost in our attack, our defense, our special, and our speed. So we beat Lieutenant Surge pretty handily, and then this Pokemon right here, Trainer, can be very tricky as well because they have a whole bunch of grass type Pokemon. And the way they usually do it's called the Wrapping Lass, is Oddish, the first Oddish will usually paralyze, and then the Bellsprout will just wrap you. And once you're paralyzed, you don't have a priority of going first, even if you're outspeed. You go second automatically. So that's the strategy. It's a very solid strategy. But we find a way to overpower it. That's the good thing about right now is our stats are higher. Bubble Beam's a very powerful move, so it helps us counter that. So now we're just going to fight this guy. He's pretty cheap experience points, to be honest. And we're heading towards Rocket Tunnel. And when we're in Rocket Tunnel, nothing here is super crazy. The one trainer we have, she has 2 grass-type Pokemon. But like I said, our moves are so powerful right now, we can kind of overcome it without too much resistance. Alright, so here we go. And I don't know if you know this or not, but if you cut down this tree right here, and cut down the one north of it, or yeah, up, there you go, and there's a super potion there. So, fun fact. And, okay, so we're moving around our repels, so we can get quick access to them. And here we go. Repels activated. First battle. Up against the Cubone. Cubone will be a one-shot. Okay, and then Slowpoke will not be a one-shot, but it's a very powerful move, and we knock it out very easily. Moving on to the next trainer. Next trainer is I think it's a junior trainer. Oh, nope, never mind. It's a Pokemaniac. So Bubble Beam will be a 2-shot, just like the previous one. Very good. Knock it out. Moving on. And here's the trainer right here that I had to save before this one because I was worried. This trainer has I think it's an Oddish and a Bulbasaur. I think. Or an Ivysaur. Oddish and an Ivysaur? Yeah, Oddish. So it puts me to sleep. Absorb isn't doing too much, and that's just because we have very good defense. That is the one benefit to this Pokemon. Our defense is pretty high. Defense and special is pretty high, so that means our overall defense is pretty good. And so Bubble Beam does do a lot to Bulbasaur. We just gotta get one more attack off, get the knockout very good. So you see how that can be problematic. You put me to sleep. It can replenish your own health, even if I do a lot of damage. It can paralyze you. So that's what's scary about that trainer. But luckily, you know, we know how to handle that trainer. We got to the point where we're a little bit more overpowered. So I found this path right here that avoids us from getting into any more battles for a while, at least until Dudley. So if you don't know who, I'm sorry, it's Dudley in the next game, but I call him Boomer because he's an exploding hiker. So here's Boomer's fight. It's usually pretty tough with some Pokemon, but Bubble Beam is a one-hit knockout. Geodude's a one-hit knockout. And the Graveler is not oh yeah, it is. It's a one-hit knockout. So we get the knockout on Boomer the hiker. And now we just need to get out of here. We need to get out of here and move to the next phase of the game. We have no one more trainer we have to fight. She's one more mandatory trainer. I think I've gone over this in the last playthrough. There's some mandatory trainers in the game and some optional. And you kind of have to deal with both. And you just have to decide like which ones you want to fight. Some are just waste time. Some are like, actually give pretty good experience yields. So now we're moving on to, we're at the Rocket Game Corner. The Rocket Game Corner plotline has commenced. Now at this point we've given our Pokemon some calciums and some carbs. So our speed is being boosted along with our special. And as you can see, we just one-shot that entire team without even flinching. I literally just had to say, vitamins and special, and I got that done in one sentence. We knocked that out. So now we're on to the Tweedledee and Tweedledum. We got the card key or lift key. We're at Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they're trying to block us from getting into Giovanni's area. These Pokemon trainers are very trivial. 1-hit knockout on the Ekans. Very good. Without the level 36, there's nothing we can get with that anyway, so it's not too big a deal. And then Sandshrew comes out, we one-shot the Sandshrew. And Arbok comes out, and we one-shot the Arbok. So 3 up, 3 down. Good morning, good evening, good night. And now it's time to do the same thing to Giovanni. Giovanni's going to come out with an Onix. Onix, 1-hit knockout with Bubble Beam. Very good. Rhyhorn comes out. 1-hit knockout. Very good. Is KangaskDan a 1-hit knockout? It is. So 3 up, 3 down. Just like I said with Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And now we're moving on to our 5th rival fight. The 5th rival fight to me is actually one of the easiest ones. Because we're such over leveled compared to what he is. We have Ice Beam now, and we have Swift. So we actually have some versatility in our moveset. The first time ever in this game, we've actually gained some versatility. We have Ice Beam, Swift, Leer, and Bubble Beam. And Bubble Beam will be replaced pretty shortly. But Ice Beam, very good. Knockout. So we just swept his entire team. And now we go to KangaskDan. So I fight one battle in KangaskDan, and I see the outcome. I'm like, huh. I may want to go train some more. So go ahead and watch the fight. And I was getting worried. I'm like, dude, we're gonna lose this game. We're gonna lose this battle to the first guy in KangaskDan. So we went out, and I'm like, you know, let's do some training in Copper Kai. Copper Kai comes out, and there are a bunch of fighting type Pokemon. Fighting type Pokemon don't have great special. So Water Beam, or I'm sorry, Surf. We actually have Surf now. Surf and Ice Beam will be very effective against all of them. Just because none of these Pokemon have good special. Okay? They have good defense. That's why I'm not using Swift. Swift would probably not do very much damage at all. But Surf will almost one-shot everything just because fighting type Pokemon don't have high special. They're not designed for that. They're designed to have high attack, high speed, and usually high defense. Some don't, but most do. And so, yeah, we learn Agility, get rid of Leer. And we knock out these Pokemon. and we went in here with level 39, I think. 39 or 40. So we getting these 2 Pokemon beat. I hope we get one more level. Nope, we're close. But we got 2 levels out of it. We also decided to go face Erica. Even though we're at a massive type disadvantage for this gym, I thought it was best to do that. Because, 1, all of our Pokemon are lower leveled, and we're higher leveled. We get good experience points. And 2, we have an Ice Beam move. Ice Beam will be super effective. Now, the problem with Ice Beam is we're going to run out of power points if we rely on it too much. But also, Surf is overly powered as well. Surf is a 95 base power move, 100% accurate. So when you add that as a training Pokemon, it's like 42.5 or something like that is what we're adding to it. Or 47.5, I'm sorry. So it's well over a 140 base power move. 130 base power move. So it's very powerful. Which is why, you know, I decided this was a good idea because even with a move that, like, a lot of these Pokemon are resisted, it's still so powerful it overpowers whatever we face. So now we're facing this Oddish. Surf is not a one-shot. It's very close. I'm tired of getting poisoned. Please stop poisoning me. Luckily, with this game, I packed a lot of antidotes and I packed a lot of things. Now, I'm not even worried about getting hit too much right now. That's why I'm fighting through this poison. Ice Beam. One-shot literally everything we come across. And we beat the Cool Trainer and get the potion, or I'm sorry, the antidote for Seabiscuit. And we move on to this beauty here. So this beauty will be a one-shot, and now I think we just had to check our power points, make sure we had enough to get through Erica's whole gym. And Erica comes out, she thinks out of Victory Bell. We're going to go for Ice Beam. It's a one-shot. Very good. That's because we have good special. That's why that is. Tangle is a one-shot. Is Vileplume a one-shot? Did we get 3 up, 3 down? We do get 3 up, 3 down. Get the knockout, get the win. Very good. To go back to KangaskDan. Now that we're a couple levels higher, his trainers in here are much more manageable. So a lot of the trainers in here aren't actually poison type. They actually just have Pokemon that might have a poison move, which Kadabra actually doesn't, so it doesn't make sense. But what's bad about these Pokemon is they have high special. Pretty much all of our attacks are high special. So unless we're like overpowered like Surf is right now, all of our attacks are high special, and they have high special, which covers their defense as well. Like Drowsy, even though we just did a lot of damage there, Drowsy actually has a pretty decent special, which helps in his defense as well. We're also 10 levels higher, so that helps us in a big deal. Now we're facing Koga. Koga can be difficult because, one, his Pokemon are very bulky. So if you don't have something that can one-shot them, which I think we do. I think we have the ability to one-shot. One-shot on the Coughing, very good. We two-shot the Muck. Now, Muck and, like I said, Muck and Grimer, or Coughing and Wheezing all have pretty good defense. They just don't have great special defense. Wheezing comes out. Worst case scenario here is a self-destruct. But best case scenario, he poisons, doesn't do much to me. And we can beat him and move on to the Fire Gym with Lance. Or, I'm sorry, with Blaine. So Blaine comes out. Oh, well, we're facing his gym trainers first. So let me just go ahead and go over some downsides of this Pokemon. Like I said, downside is we don't have a lot of normal type moves until after Rock Tunnel, when we really don't need them at that point, because we can get so many. Another good special move that almost makes a normal attacking move trivial. However, some Pokemon have very good special, so having Swift would be very useful. Ergo, here in a little bit, we're going to be facing Sabrina. Sabrina has high defense, or high special, low defense, and all psychic type Pokemon do, and that'll be very helpful for us to knock her out. And so that's the struggle first. The benefit, now we get access to a lot of good water moves. They progress very well. We get Bubble. Bubble rolls into Water Gun rolls into Bubble Beam rolls into Surf. And then we also get some type diversity with Ice Beam. Like I said it before, Ice is, I think, the most underrated type in Generation 1. It has so many things that have are weak to it. Rock type Pokemon, ground type Pokemon. And you also have Dragon, Flying type, Grass type. Ice covers all 5 of those. Whereas Bubble Beam or Water Gun only covers like 2 of those plus Fire. So I just think it's a better move. Yeah, that's a word. A better move to use. And yeah, that's it. So we got this last trainer here. Knock him out. Come on, get him knocked out. There we go. And now we're facing Blaine. Blaine is the fire type gym leader, so we should have no problems here, and we should be at a massive advantage. This should be 4 one-hit knockouts. 2, 3, and 4. Now, as you can see here, I'm only level 48. It's not like I'm over leveled. I'm not like level 57 or 58 or something. So now, here comes our rival fight. A dude wants to fight. Okay, a dude, let's get you a ass kicked, okay? Ice Beam knocks out the first Pokemon, Pidgeot. Agility, we're just gonna up our stats against Gyarados. The worst thing you can do to us is Dragon Rage. Once we get it set up, Ice Beam will be a 2-shot. Now he keeps leering us. So leering actually ups the badge boost as well. Ups our attack stat and all of our special stats, But leer mainly lowers your defense, but modifies other stats 12.5%. And we get the knockout on the Venusaur. One-hit knockout. Don't give Venusaur a chance to use Vine Whip or Razor Leaf or anything like that. And now we're facing Giovanni. Giovanni is a pushover. Surf will one-shot first Pokemon. Surf one-shot second Pokemon. Surf also one-shots the Rhyhorn. And guess what? Well, we're going to find out. I don't know if it 100% hits the... Okay, Nidoqueen's pretty bulky. That's why I wasn't 100% confident in saying that. But we beat Nidoqueen. We move on to the next phase of the game, which is Sabrina. Sabrina is not going to be too difficult. She has high special. She's going to use a lot of special damaging attacks. We have high special as well, which also works as our defensive stat. See how much more we did than Kadabra did. We are very much resistant to her attacks. Even with the critical hit, it doesn't do that much damage. Okay, so Venomoth comes out, and we one-shot the Venomoth. Very good. Alakazam will not be a one-shot. Okay, but we're going to see if we can do something other than just heal himself. Alright, and recover. And hit. And recover. Nope. Okay. He's trying to whittle us down. If he kept doing his healing stretch, he might have. But he kept whittling us down. So now we're on to the third Giovanni fight. The downfall of Giovanni is about to conclude. Surf, one-hit knockout, very good. On Dugtrio, Surf, one-hit knockout, very good. Nidoqueen is not going to be a one-shot. Nidoking maybe not be because Nidoking has high special. Okay, it is a one-hit knockout. And Rhydon is going to be a knockout, guaranteed. Very good. Get the win. Move on to face our 7th rival fight. So the 7th rival fight, this one can be one of the more tricky ones if you don't know what you're doing. Now, Pidgeot no longer has Sand Attack, so we can go for Agility against Pidgeot and just set ourselves up to have a very clean sweep of this entire team. So we get some damage done to us by Quick Attack, which sucks. It does suck. I don't like it. However, we do knock out The Rhyhorn, Gyarados comes out. Gyarados will be a 2-shot, very good. And then the rest of this is just about outpowering and hitting the opposition. Alakazam, Swift, okay. Surf is actually a smidge more powerful, and we do outspeed here. So what's the goal? Get the knockout in one hit. She would have knocked us out if he'd hit us. So now we're going on to Lorelei. Lorelei is the first Elite Four member. She does all ice Pokemon. Dugong comes out, and we're gonna use Agility, and it rests on a second turn like it always does. Okay, Surf. It's a 1-shot, and now here's a second shot. Very good. Moving on to the Cloyster. Cloyster. Surf is not quite a 1-shot, but Spike Can doesn't really do much to us. Doesn't have a lot of options. Good AI is not going to use the water move. Okay, so now we're going to Mimic Amnesia. So we just badge boosted with Agility. We're going to do it again with Amnesia. And this is to make sure that we boost our stats as high as possible so that the next 2 Pokemon can be a pretty easy breeze. So, like I said, Slowbro is very bulky. I wasn't paying attention to whether it said withdrawal or not. I think it did. And then Surf on the Jinx, very good. And then Surf on the Lapras, very good. So we get the knockout, we get the win. Excellent. Now we're moving on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but Bruno comes out with an Onix, and we don't even have to set up here. We're going to, but we don't have to. I don't know why we're setting up. Maybe it's just to avoid potentially some weird stuff happening with his other Pokemon. Okay? So Onix gets knocked out. Now I face Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan gets knocked out. And now Hitmonlee gets knocked out. Onix gets knocked out. Is Machamp a 1-shot? It's not. However, does not retaliate, does not attack back, and we move on to Agatha. Now, Agatha is really the most tricky member of the Elite Four that we have here. We have nothing that does a super effective damage. So, like, we don't have a Dig, we don't have a Psychic, we don't have an Earthquake, nothing. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to use Agility. This is actually a losing effort. And the reason why is because with Agatha, you have what's called the Agatha Lottery. Agatha can she can confuse you, she can paralyze you, confuse you, poison you, paralyze you, put you to sleep. You can do all 4 of those things. Okay? And so if you give her a chance to do one of those things, she's going to capitalize. So we are below 28 health now. Okay? We're also confused, so we're going to hit ourselves in battle. And then we get knocked out. So, like, that's awesome. Let's try that again. That was a great playthrough. Let's try that one more time. So now we go to Agatha again. We go to fight her. And really, there's a really good strategy you can do here. We just haven't done it yet. So I'm trying to just go for broke, see how much damage actually Surf does. So Surf is not going to be a 1-shot. It wouldn't be a 1-shot for another 5 levels at least. So what we need to do is we need to have our stats boosted just a little bit so that we can easily 1-shot or at least get a decent attack on the Gengar. So now I believe I enact my strategy. Okay, so I've tried seeing how much Surf can do. Surf cannot 1-shot. That means Ice Beam wouldn't 1-shot either because it's less powerful. Okay, so the strategy here is Mimic. We're going to Mimic Hypnosis. And Hypnosis gives us the ability to set up our attack. Agility 1, Agility 2, Agility 3. And hit the Gengar with Surf. Okay. Golbat comes out. Ice Beam should be a 1-shot because it's a flying type. Very good. Haunter comes out. Surf is 1-shot on the Haunter. So it looks like Gengar's the only one that's not getting 1-shot. Okay. So the second Gengar comes out. We use Surf. Not quite a 1-shot, like I said. But we get poisoned. Not a big deal. You can poison us all day as long as we have like health like that. Now we're moving on to Lance. Lance is the dragon type Pokemon, which, you know, one of his Pokemon doesn't even, 2 Pokemon even need a dragon. Or maybe it's just a dragon look-alike. Okay. And Blizzard is not a 1-shot, but it is Frozen Solid, so now I can finish my setup. Very good. We don't have a lot of health, so I had Double Edge just in case we need to use Double Edge. Wouldn't have been a good idea. It's not going to. It's going to give us a lot of retaliated points. So Dragonair 1 down, Dragonair 2 down. Now we have the Aerodactyl. As long as we outspeed, we should be fine. We do. We hit with Blizzard. Very good. And in Dragonite, the final Dragonite. Knock it out. Very good. We're moving on to the champion. We're pacing very well. 1 hour and 25 minutes. And considering some parts of the game were kind of struggles, it's actually a pretty good time. And then Pidgeot comes out. We're going to, on Pidgeot, use Agility to boost the moves. Boost our stats. And then Blizzard will 1-shot the Pidgeot. Very good. Alakazam comes out. We use Double Edge. We take a little bit of recoil damage, but it's not a big deal. And then Blizzard comes out. We bring out Rhydon. We hit him with Blizzard. Then we have Gyarados come out. We hit Gyarados with... We hit it with Double Edge. Did a little recoil, but we get knocked out with Ice Beam. Arcanine is kind of worthless. Hit it with Ice Beam. Man. And we get the Blizzard knockout on the Venusaur. Oh, man, that's funny. I just had like a flash in my mind of something very funny. And we beat the champion. We beat the champion. And we go and we're going to put this in the computer. I'm tapping A like crazy, just trying to get through these texts. And we see basically level up 68. So we pause it. I'll pause it right there. And we'll go ahead and talk. So this playthrough, an hour and 26 minutes and 27 seconds. Not bad. Not bad. We have a slew of water type Pokemon. We have water type Pokemon coming up that I'm curious to see which one of them does best. I think I know who's going to do best, but so the next one's Goldeen. Now Goldeen has a distinct advantage over this Pokemon that this Pokemon did not have. It has another move other than water move. It has Peck, and you can get Water Gun like shortly after Peck. Okay, so a little bit of advantage there for Goldeen. I don't think the stats are quite as good with Goldeen, so I guess we'll see about that. I'm gonna look up that as I'm talking right now, actually. So that's the playthrough with Horsea. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So yeah, Goldeen is the next Pokemon. Never used this Pokemon a day in my life. Never even considered it. I've always just caught it, and so the stats are slightly better in some ways, worse than others. So its HP's better, but its defense and special is very low with it. Actually, special is 50, so it's not too bad. And so we'll see. There's definitely a little bit more move diversity with this Pokemon coming up than with the Pokemon I just played through as Horsea. So that's my video. I want to thank everyone for watching. This has been JD's Nerdverse, and have a good one, and see ya.